WRHU is underwritten in part by Christopher Cavallero and ARC Excess and Surplus, LLC. ARC Excess and Surplus is a wholesale insurance brokerage that offers professional liability products and services. Information about ARC is available at arcbrokers.com.
Oro Puro Due Jewelry and Watches underwrites programming on WRHU. Oro Puro Due, Christina and Terry Matozzo, is located at 1033 Hampstead Turnpike in Franklin Square.
WRHU programming is underwritten by The Inn at Fox Hollow, located in Woodbury, New York. The Inn at Fox Hollow is a hotel and also offers catering and event services. Information can be found at www.theinnatfoxhollow.com.
The Donald and Barbara Zucker School of Medicine at Hofstra Northwell proudly supports programming on WRHU-FM Radio Hofstra University. The Donald and Barbara Zucker School of Medicine at Hofstra Northwell can be found at medicine.hofstra.edu.
Jim Metzger and the Whitmore Insurance Group Garden City proudly supports programming on WRHU.
WRHU programming is underwritten in part by the Christina Shaw Allstate Agency. The Christina Shaw Allstate Agency offers auto, home, and flood insurance. Information about the Christina Shaw Allstate Agency is available at www.allstate.com/Christina Shaw and 516-900-1234.
The Lawrence Herbert School of Communication is a proud supporter of WRHU, Radio Hofstra University. Information about the Lawrence Herbert School of Communication can be found on Facebook, X, Instagram, and at hofstra.edu/Herbert.
Proudly broadcasting from the Richard Philip Cavallero Studios.
WRHU.
Hempstead.
You discovered.
A National Association of Broadcasters multiple Marconi Award-winning station.
WRHU.
Radio Hofstra University.
Hello, screeners. We're back again.
You're listening to The Screening Room on 88.7 FM Radio Hofstra University.
All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Join us as we talk about all things pop culture,
Hollywood news,
and entertainment. Well, I'm feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Screeners, buckle up
and enjoy the show.
Welcome to The Screening Room on WRHU. I am your host, Michael Albrecht, joined by my co-host, Brandon Moy. Also in studio is Donovan Ellis and Thomas Saxa.
On today's show, we are discussing rom-coms, action films, and all the latest entertainment news.
For more on our show, follow us on Instagram at Screening Room, WRHU.
All right, well, welcome to the show, everyone. How we all doing? It's been a nice long week, I feel.
It has been a nice... Well, we had the snow last week.
We did, I know. We had to cancel the show, unfortunately,
which sucks, but, I mean, at the same time, it was a nice little weekend. Long week, but...
Yeah, it's true.
We had a nice little break.
Yeah, you know, I've had a pretty long break from the Screening Room, too. Been out for like a couple weeks, but I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, welcome back,
We're so happy to have you, Tommy. You're coming back strong. You're going to do this week's news break.
I am, yeah.
I've read it. You did a good job. I'm very excited for everyone to hear it.
Yeah, I can't wait to discuss all the new stuff. Yeah, that's super exciting. Well, why don't we get the show started with what we've been watching this week? Has anyone been watching anything exciting, anything new?
I've been trying to get into a show that I kind of slipped under my radar a couple months ago. Kite Man, Heck Yeah.
I think I've heard of that, actually.
Yeah, it's like a spin-off to the Harley Quinn show, focusing on...
I have heard of that. It looks funny.
Huh. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the fourth season of Harley Quinn, but I do think that this current season 5, has been really good. And overall, like, you know, I try not to associate with a lot of DC stuff, but as its own thing, I find it was pretty funny.
You know, of any character to get like a spin-off, Kite Man was never one that I thought he was going to ever get that.
I mean, if you want to be a little depressed, it's look up all the DC characters that have been able to get animated series and not Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman has never gotten an animated series.
Are you sure about that? I thought she had one in like the 50s.
She may have had like a couple of cartoons.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking. Maybe I'm thinking of like Justice Society.
Well, I was gonna say there's like the Justice League.
Justice League, yeah, from like the 60s.
There were spin-offs. There was the Batman series. There was a Superman. There was a Flash one. there was Green Arrow, and like Wonder Woman never got one.
Well, they were gonna do not animated. They were gonna do a live action Wonder Woman series in like 2005 with Andrea Pilecki of Agents of Shield, Mockingbird fame. It was an unaired pilot, and it was really bad, and they didn't do it anymore. But I actually kind of like her as Wonder Woman because
I could totally see that.
Because she's
I never thought about that.
Beautiful and a great actress, and really like.
Strong.
I know what word I'm thinking
Fits
of.
that vibe.
I can't say it on air.
Oh, okay.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah, let's skip over whatever that word might be.
She can kick butt.
We'll have a discussion about that later.
So she I can see that, but no, they didn't do that. But Donovan, tell me more about Kite Man.
It's kind of like if Cheers and again the Harley Quinn show had more of a weird demented baby, because the whole point is. Because the whole point of the
sure, right?
Last show I expected you to reference there.
Cheers and Harley Quinn had a demented baby.
It's totally what I was thinking.
Well, the whole point of the Kite Man show is that Kite Man is in this bar that holds like all the goons, all like the thugs, all of like the cronies of the supervillain community. And he accidentally gets himself roped into the Legion of Doom, who's basically using Kite Man's bar as a way, because he bought the bar. It was the whole point of the first episode as a way to hold the anti-life equation, which is literally the mathematical equation of just your life sucks and you should just follow Darkseid.
Yeah, that appears a lot in DC things, I've noticed, especially recently since they did like the Justice League movie that Zack Snyder did like 10 years ago.
My favorite part about that is like when I remember this clip of like Lex Luthor asking Darkseid for the anti-life equation, and it's like an actual thing you could hold in your hand.
Oh yeah,
like, it's
no,
a physical veritable object.
I don't remember the equation. I'm sorry, I'm not that much of a nerd. It's like despair plus like sadness.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
Plus apathy and like a bunch of other stuff. But like literally, the whole point of that thing is just. Your life fundamentally sucks. If Darkseid happens to just tell you what to do after you get depressed enough, then you may follow it. It's so funny.
Man, I'm lost.
I'm lost too, and I'm a DC nerd. Anyway,
that sounds like fun though.
It does sound like
it
fun.
It sounds like something different. That is kind of cool.
That is cool. I like DC has a lot of just stupid but somehow really great supervillains. So that's really fun.
Yeah, interesting.
I got the greatest news coming out of your show, Brandon.
Oh boy.
Up All Night.
Yes.
Shout out. I got the greatest news. I looked on my phone and Apple News gives me a story.
And we're trending?
We're not trending. I wish we were.
Darn.
TikTok returns to Apple and Google app stores.
It has returned.
It has returned.
And we discussed a few weeks ago, Michael, that you deleted the app during the brief 12-hour deletion of TikTok.
Yes, and
you could not re-download
on
it.
the way home from Up All Night. I downloaded it, so that's how I've been spending my mornings.
Just scrolling
before I come
TikTok?
to the school com. Yeah, I scroll through TikTok now, and I'm more up to date. A lot of conspiracies that we won't get into, but that's like all my For You pages now. It's just conspiracies. It's so weird.
Well, that's
what does that say about you, though? Are you into the conspiracies?
I imagine Michael being a little squirrel brained.
I'm a little bit. I like the idea of them. I think if I'm in a good
the idea of conspiracy.
If I'm in the right headspace, I can do it. It's just like if it's late at night or like I'm not in the right headspace, I get really freaked out.
Right.
Like I feel like the FBI or someone's watching.
There are some that are true. So like
no, absolutely.
When you see them like at the right time, you just feel like, oh, I believe this now, and I don't know if it's like I'm like easily manipulated, but like some of them are definitely true, and I don't know if we can talk about them on air.
I mean, I think you never know. I believe in a few conspiracy theories because it's not because like deep dark secrets, but because God, our government's corrupt. But
we're going down a bad rabbit hole right now.
yeah, I know. But I usually counteract this by going on the whole rabbit hole, conspiracy theory rabbit hole, while also touching grass. So eventually, it
all comes back. Right. But how's it feel to be back on TikTok? It feels good.
It feels amazing. I feel like I'm in the loop.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm finally getting back on. Even when I was on TikTok, I never really was up to date on like pop culture and stuff.
Right.
Which is, I mean, pop culture other than like this is what's going on in Star Wars and Marvel and what.
Mhm.
I mean, like this is a trend and people are talking about this and this is what's in the news. Like I was never really in on it.
Yeah.
Even though I have those notifications on my phone. But now I'm like more in the loop, and I was more in the loop when I had TikTok, and I kind of understood like trends and stuff. And now I get them again, so I'm in with the cool kids. That sounded lame.
When TikTok initially got banned, I like had this theory that everybody was gonna like mass migrate, like pilgrimage to IG Reels. Which
I think a lot of people did for those 12 hours.
Yep.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I
Well,
went to
like,
IG Reels and I
it's
went to
better.
YouTube.
YouTube Shorts.
YouTube Shorts.
Oh my God, it's funny how different landscapes they are because YouTube Shorts is like pretty clean, and then IG Reels is a complete cesspit, like Wild West.
Everybody tried to copy TikTok and it was awful. But
IG Reels
moving,
is my favorite.
moving off of short-term video into slightly longer
Forum video.
Hey, nice transition.
Slightly longer, half an hour-ish video.
Right.
I started watching a new show yesterday was Saturday. Yesterday.
What is it?
And I've been again, shows are recommended to be on TikTok and Instagram Reels and YouTube Reels.
Yeah.
Or YouTube Shorts. It is on FX
Mhm.
and Hulu. It is called What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
such a good show.
Started watching it. I'm 2 episodes deep. It's kind of really funny.
It's so funny.
Isn't it about like a bunch of vampires?
Yes, it is.
I love how like creative the bits are. Like I love the energy vampire guy.
Yes, Colin Robinson's very
Colin
funny.
Robinson.
Oh, wait, they have literal energy vampires?
Yeah,
No, but,
he
like,
literally
he's just a normal guy, and you're not sure if he's a vampire or just really boring.
Yeah, he just talks to you and like makes people fall asleep. It's so funny.
Oh my God.
But no, I'm a big Matt Berry fan. So
Yeah,
just
yeah.
another show after the IT Crowd, which I was talking about last semester-ish. I watched IT Crowd over the winter. So I'm a big Matt Berry fan. So coming over from IT Crowd to this is very funny. He's like the same person, but not.
I've always loved that like comedy troupe. My favorite, like one of my favorite shows of all time, is called Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. It's like 6 episodes long, but it's like Matt Berry and Richard Ayoade in this like fake mockumentary where they're in like a
love Richard
hospital,
Ayoade.
and like it's supposed to be as like bad as possible. I would strongly suggest it.
Okay, what's it called again?
Garth Marenghi's Dark Place.
Interesting.
Wow.
That sounds like a BBC show if I've ever heard of it.
Oh, Channel 4 actually.
Channel 4.
Technically.
Right.
I've always seen like clips of What We Do in the Shadows on TikTok and stuff, like the out of context clips, and it's so funny. But I've never seen the show.
It's very
but
clever.
It looks really good.
I know I've talked about this before. Another clever show is Ghosts. So
oh yeah,
we're
How is
getting
that?
into
I've
like a
always seen, like, the
supernatural.
commercials.
It's very funny.
The British
There's still
one. The British one. The American one.
No, I'm watching the American one.
Oh, really?
There are very few British shows I actually do watch. The two that I really only watch, I want to watch Faulty Towers. I haven't gotten to that
You
yet.
watched Nobleberry?
No. I've watched Doctor Who, obviously, and the IT Crowd.
Nice.
The only British shows I'll watch. Everything else is the American version.
I like the British Office a lot. I don't know if you watched it.
I haven't watched it.
but-
I want to rewatch the American Office from the beginning. Maybe I'll watch the British because the British was like 2 seasons, like 10 episodes, right? So
It wasn't much, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of short.
it's short, so I could probably get through that in a weekend. Anybody else have anything fun they've been watching before we move on?
I just finished the 4th season of Only Murders in the Building, which
another
was
show I need to watch.
Yeah, it's so good. But I feel like this season was different than all the others, and so like
Yeah?
it has like a different kind of feeling to it, and I don't know how to feel about it. But it was still good and fun. But I feel like it's almost getting to a point where it's like, all right, we gotta start wrapping up this series.
I mean, how many murders can happen in that building before
Exactly.
it becomes condemned?
Yeah,
It's a little suspicious.
a bit of too many apparently.
In terms of, I guess, other shows I'm watching the newest Spider-Man cartoon, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Oh, it looks
I have
so
seen
cool,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like a little split. I'm not trying to be like, oh my God, everything has to be like exactly like it is in the comics.
Yeah.
I do think that some of the changes I really vibe with, while other changes I'm just like, God, so boring. But I will say this is the first Spider-Man cartoon in a while where I actively like the main supporting cast, which I can't say that for like the last one was Spectacular Spider-Man that came out like 15 years ago, I think.
Right.
I watched the Linguini incident.
What's
Oh,
the
God.
Linguini incident?
Oh God.
I watched the Linguini incident.
Wow.
I'm gonna move on now.
That's it.
Is that just Ratatouille?
No,
Um,
it's early.
Alternate title.
It's actually
Anyway.
earlier. It's starring David Bowie. It's from the 90s.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Sounds
Anyway,
good.
moving on.
Wait, I have one that I just remembered.
Okay,
I
okay.
just watched The Wild Robot. Have you guys
Oh,
seen
how
it?
is that?
Oh,
so
my
good.
god.
It made me cry in the
was
theater.
so good. I
ba-
was tearing up.
I bawled in the theater like a little child.
I did research
just
for
mostly crying.
when I was an intern at CFN. I did research for
Uh-huh.
that movie because I guess we were going to do something on our. I don't remember if we did or
Yeah,
not, but
it was so good. I was
Looks good.
shocked. I mean, I heard all the hype with people, with reviews and everything. They're like, "Oh, this is the best DreamWorks film ever." I'm like, "Oh, come on, it can't be that good." But it was good.
It's
even,
like
even my dad got
early
you know.
Pixar quality.
Yeah,
It's like that emotional.
yeah,
Yeah, and like the animation is so stunning.
it was
A beautiful movie.
it was really good.
Well-
But highly recommend that one.
great. Well, all right. Well, I love that you all have been watching some great stuff, and in the spirit of watching some great stuff that we love, our very own Donovan Ellis saw Love Hurts recently. Donovan took us through his thoughts on the film in a feature he calls a tender review of Love Hurts.
Greetings, the name is Donovan Ellis of the Screening Room, and for those of you who still have a little bit of that February 14th Singles Awareness Day spirit, then I got a feature that will leave both bullets and butterflies in your stomach, particularly Jonathan Espio's latest Valentine's Day R-rated action rom-com Love Hurts, featuring leading lad and lady Kei-Hugh Kwan and Ariana DeBois. For those not in the know, Love Hurts features Marvin Gable, a Milwaukee realtor who loves his job. The problem is that he also loves his former partner in crime, Rose, who steps into his life again seeking revenge against their former crime lord associates from a deal gone wrong years ago. Unfortunately for Marvin, he doesn't really get a choice in Rose's offer, as her very existence puts him back in the world of violence that he spent several years trying to escape from. Meaning Marvin will have to bite the bullet to face his past, or bite the literal bullet that ensures Rose and him will have no future. Produced by Kelly McCormick, David Leitch, and Guy Danella, fans of darkly comedic action movies like Violent Night and Nobody will find the DNA of those features in this movie. Love Hurts, in its short 83-minute runtime, features a fun but small cast of characters, from malicious mercenaries headlined by actors like Marshawn Lynch, Mustafa Shakir, and Andre Erkinson, to Marvin's more embittered employee as Leo Timpton. We have a colorful bunch to start this adventure. The most prominent of all being Marvin himself, played by Kei-Hugh Kwan. Continuing his illustrious return to acting across the 2020s, Kwan's positively infectious performance still packs an emotional punch. That is, when he's also not giving literal punches. Love Hurts definitely embodies the second aspect of his title, with many high-flying kicks, tricks, and quips amidst its action, which takes full use of its environment and R rating. F-bombs and blood are sprinkled into this film like sugary hearts, but it never feels fully gratuitous, especially with the film's overall message being one full of heart. Because in a world where we only have one life to live, wouldn't you risk anything for love? Regardless of your answer, Love Hurts is sure to leave you loving something. If there were any main faults of the movies, that would be its short runtime. 83 minutes is enough to chock things full of action, but also means we don't really get to see a transition for how Marvin went from brutal murderer to happy realtor. Still, this also extends to a couple of other characters who just don't get their full due despite being really well acted and well written. Still, if you feel lovey-dovey but in a cage fighting way, or simply just like those sweaty palms that you get from either romance or pulse-pounding action, I still recommend this movie since its seasonal setting does make it stand out against other upcoming 2025 action movies like Novocaine and John Wick Ballerina. With that though, I think I'll wrap things up here. My name is Donovan Ellis of the Screening Room, and I hope to be back telling you about all the films I see this year later on. After all, there's always more stories to tell.
Awesome. Sounds like a really fun movie, and I love Kei-Hugh Kwan, so I definitely have to check this out at some point. But Thank you, Donovan. We are now going to hand it over to our very own Tommy Saxa to catch us up on some of the latest stories with our first news break. The
cast for Christopher Nolan's Greek epic The Odyssey continues to expand, with A24 alumni Mia Goth and The Punisher star John Barenthal to star in the already A-list cast, with Tom Holland set to star as the protagonist Odysseus. Marvel Studios' Captain America Brave New World theatrical release last Friday to a Valentine's Day high of 40 million. An impressive number, is lower than projected than weekend numbers. With a budget of 180 million, we're eager to see if it bolsters or harms the MCU. Singer-songwriter and composer Ben Folds has stepped down as the director of the National Symphony Orchestra after President Trump was voted as the chairman of the Kennedy Center location.
All right. Well, thank you for that news break. I'm really excited for this upcoming Christopher Nolan movie. It sounds so interesting with a really good cast.
He just keeps taking on bigger projects, to be honest.
It's going to be cool.
It is going to be cool. Well, thank you so much, Tommy. Now, as many of you are aware, Friday was Valentine's Day.
What?
I know,
Painfully
it's
aware.
crazy. You know what? As much as I'm in a relationship, Tommy, no.
You target that towards me?
No,
Just you. You single.
I sympathize because my girlfriend is in upstate New York going away to school, so I'm in a long distance relationship, so I get your pain.
All right, you ever try to have a situationship on Valentine's Day?
No.
That's even more confusing.
I'm sure.
But you know what's going to be more confusing? This game we're about to play.
Yes, thank you. All right, great segue. So in the spirit...
Oh, man.
In the spirit of Valentine's Day, we will be playing a game of Guess That Rom-Com. I need to pull it up.
I'm gonna be so bad at this, but we're gonna figure it out. I'm gonna pull up a list of rom-coms on my computer, so I'm ready. Oh boy, we got the music going. Did anyone watch any good rom-coms?
By Lord.
Over the Valentines, I watched Always Be My Maybe. Has anyone ever seen that one?
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, it was interesting. Not the best one I've ever seen. By a long shot.
I watched Dogman.
Dogman. That's the best rom-com.
That is a good
Okay,
rom-com.
all right,
Dogman.
everybody, are we ready?
I'm ready.
All right. A writer and Wall Street trader finds himself drawn to the past and lifestyle of his millionaire
The Family Man, Nicolas Cage.
millionaire neighbor. It is not The Family Man. Give me 1 second.
Oh.
I have a sound effect for that.
Do we have sound effects too? Oh gosh.
Dude.
Any other
Wait,
guesses?
Do we get multiple choice on this?
I can do multiple choice if you'd like. I can give you a hint.
Okay.
Sure.
It is a book you absolutely read in high school.
Fault in Our Stars.
No.
Great Gatsby.
Yes, it is. It is The Great Gatsby.
Oh.
Got it.
All right.
I never read The Great Gatsby.
You didn't read The Great Gatsby?
No. I should get on that.
Wow. It's a good book. I like the movie. There's 2 movies. Whatever. We're getting lost.
Yeah.
Interweaving stories of love in all of its forms during the Christmas season.
Love Actually.
Every Hallmark movie.
That is every Hallmark movie, but it is Love Actually. A teenage girl's secret love letters are exposed and wreak havoc on her love
Oh, that's
life.
gonna be Mean Girls.
What?
Wait, the Burn Book, really?
Wait. Oh.
Somebody said like 8 things. Brandon, you go first.
Is it 13 Candles or whatever?
No, Tommy.
16 Candles.
Oh, 16
No.
To all the boys I loved before.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Donovan got it.
I don't even know what I'm saying right now.
Donovan got it. It was to all the boys I've loved before.
Oh, right. Totally.
All right. Yeah, congrats.
A seemingly perfect, no strings attached arrangement takes a turn when emotions get involved, testing the boundaries of their friendship and leaving them not knowing if they can keep things casual.
Dude, you said it in the title. It's No Strings Attached.
It is not no strings attached. Actually.
All right. Sorry. Confusing.
That is a good. I didn't make this game, by the way, and I just realized this person did this.
Okay. That's clever.
Do you have a hint?
It is. It is no strings attached, but not no. It's the same movie.
Okay.
Oh man.
Oh god.
I've never seen No Strings Attached, so I don't know.
It has. I think Ashton Kutcher's in this movie.
Oh wait.
Okay, that was.
Huh.
Dude, where's my car?
No.
What? Yeah, I don't know. I got shot in the dark.
Any other guesses? I think.
I got no guesses.
I don't remember who's in this movie. No? Do you want me to tell you the answer?
Butterfly Effect.
No, guys. It is Friends with Benefits.
Ah, God.
Literally the same thing.
It is the same
repackaged.
movie. All right.
That's so funny. I just had that on my computer in the list I have up. I still didn't know.
A middle-aged husband's life changes dramatically when his wife asks him for a divorce. He seeks to rediscover his manhood with the help of a newfound friend, Jacob, learning to pick up girls at a bar. Or bars.
I Love You Man?
Nope.
Hall Pass.
Nope.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days?
This has Jake Gyllenhaal in it and Anne Hathaway.
My goat. Brokeback Mountain. No. Wait, they're in that though. They're in that.
Okay.
Anne Hathaway's in that?
Yeah. No.
Really?
Is Anne Hathaway in Brokeback
Yeah,
Mountain?
genuinely, they're both in that movie.
Okay. This
he's
movie
right.
is not a movie we can play at Hofstra probably at all on any of our stations. What'd you say?
Other Drugs?
No, but now that you said that, I'm thinking of a different movie, and I was thinking 11 Other Drugs. This is not that movie, and I apologize for giving you all. I'm going to give you all a point because I messed up.
Thank you.
This is for me, it is Crazy Stupid Love.
I love that movie.
Which I don't think either of them are in.
Yeah, wait, what?
So I was thinking, that's my bad. I was thinking of Love and Other Drugs when this is absolutely a different movie. That's on me.
Jake Gyllenhaal is not in Crazy Stupid Love.
Well, I forgot what movie that is. Again, I didn't make this game. All right. This is I'm going to give you a hint right off the bat. This movie came out in the last 2-3 years. After an amazing first date, this couple's fiery attraction turns ice cold until they find themselves...
Anyone but you.
Tommy, let me finish.
Okay, fine. I'm sorry.
Unexpectedly reunited at a wedding in Australia. So they do what any two mature adults would do. Pretend to be a couple.
You know why I know that? Because I scroll past it on Netflix so many times that I've memorized the bio.
That is...
Yeah, no, I know.
Tommy got it right.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is. Anyone but you. Next one.
I love that I have one pity point.
Sorry. Tommy, I hate how good you are at these games.
That's a little shocking.
A 40-year-old single mom begins an unexpected romance with 24-year-old who is the lead singer of the hottest boy band on the planet.
Oh, wait. The Idea of You. Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
It is The Idea of You. All right. Well, Tommy already pretty much won, but let's keep on going. A selfish prince is cursed to become a monster for the rest of his life unless he learns to fall in love with a beautiful young woman.
Beauty and the Beast?
Beauty and the Beast reboot.
I'm giving it to Brandon.
That's got to be. Come on.
Pity. I see how it is.
I need at least 1 point here.
All right. No, you can get that point.
Is that a rom-com?
I wouldn't consider it one.
I don't know. I should have. Whatever. Jamie made this, and I should have said, I don't know if you should include whatever. I don't care.
It's funny. It's got funny points.
An aspiring musician agrees to a marriage of convenience with a soon-to-deploy Marine, but a tragedy soon turns their fake relationship all too real.
Holiday.
No.
Sorry, I just want to mention Holiday on the air.
Holiday. I love how we both love Holiday.
Dude, I watch Holiday any day.
Any other guys? I actually haven't heard of this movie.
I know it's wrong. So Purple Hearts.
I think I'm learning.
Wait, what did you say?
Purple Hearts.
What? That is Purple Hearts.
Okay.
Oh my god.
All right, we have 2 more.
I'm learning how little I know about rom-coms.
Same.
When a pianist and an actress follow their passion and achieve success in their respective fields, they find themselves torn between their love for each other and their careers. It is La La Land.
That's my favorite movie.
Again, please allow me.
Happening in my head.
It is La La Land. Please allow me to finish before you say it. We have 1 more.
Okay.
We have 1 more.
Oh boy, this is for all the marbles.
This is for all the marbles. When a teenager's first kiss leads to a forbidden romance, she risks her friendship with her best friend.
Ooh.
I can give you a hint.
Okay,
but I think it's gonna give it away.
All right.
It's a Netflix film.
Netflix original, The Kissing Booth.
It is The Kissing Booth.
Starring Joey King.
Starring
award-winning actress Joey King.
Starring X-Men Apocalypse's own Joey King. She
Right.
was in that movie.
Slenderman alumni Joey King.
Do you need to tally up the points, see who won?
I don't know. I think.
Look, I'm solid second place. I know that.
Yeah, I'm definitely last.
Well, that was fun.
I love winning.
That was
It's my
fun.
favorite.
What does the winner get, Michael?
The winner gets
You have to.
What should the guy get? Tommy, what do you want?
Give me 1 joke for TNL. I'll put it in my script like later. Just I'll
Okay.
I
guess.
anytime. Just like it's a free joke, and I'll take credit for it.
Okay.
There you go.
Everybody watch. I'm gonna
plug
stuff. Watch TNL.
Yeah, it's
on
really
the
funny
Heat
and
Network,
good.
February 27th, and we have Up All Night. Obviously, we just had a show.
Yeah, just this last week.
This is last week. We'll have one.
We
What's
had
the
a
next
Valentine's themed show, so that's perfect.
That was perfect.
for
When's the next Up All Night?
Our next Up All Night is March 6th, I believe.
All right, and
stay tuned.
this upcoming Thursday, the 20th.
Yes.
Is Director's Cut on the Heat
something like
Network.
And then the 27th is TNL, right?
The 27th is Thursday Night Live.
Yeah.
The best Heat show.
Unrelated.
The best
to
Heat show.
Hofstra Beat says.
Beautifully. Actually, Up All Night just won first place at the BEA Awards, I want to announce.
That is true.
That was very exciting.
So congratulations. We're very proud of you, Brandon.
Thank you. But yeah, what I've learned today is Crazy Rich Asians is the only rom-com I know, apparently.
And do you know what?
I was waiting for that.
That's a great movie.
It really
half
is.
a rom-com, though.
It's a really good one.
We'll count it though.
Ironically, it was. I think I did research for Love Hurts, and I found out that one of the main reasons why K.U. Kwan returned to acting in the 2020s was because of Crazy Rich Asians and seeing how popular that movie.
I did not know he was in that.
He's like my favorite.
I don't think he
actor
was
right now.
in it, but he was definitely like starting
Such
to.
a little smush.
I think he might be top 10 for me.
Yeah, for
definitely.
Sure.
I've been really loving what he's been doing.
Although I did hear really bad things about Love Hurts. I heard just like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like not a good way to end it after like. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Well, he's cool. I mean, he's gonna be doing some more stuff.
Was he in Star Wars?
No.
He should do Kung Fu
He should do a
Panda.
Star Wars.
Sorry, what?
He should do a Star Wars.
Briefly.
I could see him being like a really fun little Jedi.
Yeah, right. I was thinking the same thing.
Maybe that'll be a thing. But anyway, after our long tangent, that was a really fun game, guys. Shout out to our very own Jamie Use for creating that game. But we're now going to hand it back over to Tommy with another news break. So take it away.
Got my notes app pulled up. Amelia Perez star Carla Sofia Gascon has withdrawn from her once intensive Oscar campaign due to the resurfacing of controversial and offensive tweets, giving current favorite Demi Moore a leg up in the race. Steven Spielberg officially announces a sequel to the beloved 80s classic The Goonies, set to be spearheaded by Home Alone and Harry Potter director Chris Columbus, proving anything can be dug up for a paycheck. Disney faces even more legal trouble, this time involving their 2024 hit film Moana 2, which is being sued for $10 billion due to its undeniable similarities to Buck Woodlode's screenplay for the film Bucky, noting similar plot events, characters, and themes.
All right, and that is our second news break. Thank you, Tommy.
NP.
That's interesting that Moana one. I've been following that a little bit.
I'm gonna be honest. I've never heard of that other movie.
It's a story about Disney
just
having a
screenplay.
downfall, so I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
you never know. They might be wrong. It's happened before in Disney World.
Yeah.
Look, I just accept that Disney is going to live far after all of us pass away.
Yeah,
that's true.
It will. I was gonna say something, Tommy. Oh, about the Goonies thing. There was one piece of news that none of us have talked about, and it's not in the rest of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked about this before. I didn't want to make a whole segment about it because we've kind of drilled this topic to death in last semester and in past shows. They announced a pick, hasn't been officially announced as a cast for the new Harry Potter series, which I am adamantly against them doing. And I'm very against this casting. There's a rumor that their first choice to play Dumbledore is John Lithgow. And I am so against it.
No, I see it though.
No, but I cannot hear Dick from Third Rock from the Sun's voice as Dumbledore.
Okay, that's fair, actually.
He's too funny of an actor. He's not Michael Gambon. He's not the guy who did it before him, Richard something.
But like
I feel bad for
he's
him,
not
his name.
completely like immune to serious stuff.
I know, like he did Dexter.
He did Blowout.
But like I can't hear his voice as Dumbledore, so I'm against that. I just wanted to throw that out there because you mentioned Harry Potter in your Goonies. I'm actually kind of excited for Goonies as much as I hate.
Yeah, I just heard about that.
You know how you
This
have to be like objective in news break and like serious. I actually couldn't like tell that story without having a little like tongue-in-cheek thing because I am so against that movie coming out. Like,
The
it sets a really bad precedent. Genuinely. Yeah.
I'm against it, but I'm also kind of for it. I don't.
It's such a simple movie. Why would
you? I just love the Goonies, and I want to see more. But at the same time, it's been almost 30, 40 years.
Well, it's funny because speaking of Ke Huy Quan, he just got his handprints at the Chinese theater, and the cast reunited for the first time in a while.
Yeah, I saw
that.
That.
All the Goonies
That was
came
fun.
together again.
Ooh.
I wonder if they'll return for this movie or if it's going to be like a new cast of.
I hope.
I didn't know
it's
Ke Huy
like.
Quan was in the Goonies, and I just found
What?
out right now.
That was my introduction. That and Temple of Doom were my introduction to Ke Huy Quan.
Yeah, I mean those were just two.
Mine was
big
Temple
films
big things.
Before,
Yeah, I remember Temple of Doom. I wanted to punch him the whole time.
No, really, I love him. Okay,
What is his name in the movie?
Short Round. Yeah.
Short Round, love him.
He's the
Short
best
Round
part
is
of the movie.
Not a national
Would
treasure.
never name a character that now.
If I remember correctly, too, like Ke Huy Quan was on the Drew Barrymore show.
Yeah.
So it was a little interesting because if I remember correctly, both of them were on the Goonies.
I was just about to say. I'm pretty sure Drew Barrymore was in Goonies.
They knew each other. I think it's funny that era of like kids in films. Like they all just like they're all friends.
Yeah, I do love it. Like you go into not the Rat Pack, but the that was it the Brat Pack?
Yeah, the Brat Pack.
They all
on the
ended up
John Hughes
homeless.
films. Some
No,
of them are doing.
Corey Feldman is not doing well.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, you got to do some research after. He's one of the most interesting people in Hollywood, in my opinion.
There's a really good documentary about the Brat Pack that came out not too long ago. I think it was on Hulu or something like that.
Oh
but,
yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, they talked about their careers and they said like it kind of was a detriment to them because they were known as the Brat Pack.
Yeah.
And that was it. And
Yeah.
they couldn't get many jobs after. But
Yeah, because they were kind of typecast too as like these like youth trying to like go in these coming of age films, and like when they actually came of age, they didn't really have much to do.
Right.
Like everybody from like the Breakfast Club didn't really have much of a career after, except like revising old roles.
It's true. Interesting.
You just made me think of two things. First of all, that's in the same light of Gene Kelly, not Gene Kelly. Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. I watched Swing Time from 1936-ish with my sister yesterday for a project of hers. It was actually pretty good. There's some offensive stuff in there, but for a movie from 1936, it's actually kind of impressive. But that's another thing where those two kind of just did movies together, like for all of time, and we're always typecasted as like a rom-com, like we're meeting each other and we're gonna fall in love. Like they never really did anything. I mean, not Gene Kelly. Fred Astaire did like that fire movie like before he died, but like
which one?
I don't remember. Towering Inferno, maybe.
I think I've heard of that one. Yeah.
Anyway, and then we're gonna move on because I forgot what the other thing was.
Well, actually, while we're talking about some classic movies, do we have any favorite like classic romance movies since we're on the topic of Valentine's?
Ooh, I got one.
Yeah.
What's Up, Doc?
Oh, okay. That's a good one.
Oh, and Singing in the Rain, but
yeah, I was gonna say Singing in the Rain is
Singing
my
in the
favorite.
Rain. Singing in the Rain is so
the physical
good.
performances in that movie are genuinely jaw-dropping. Like the charisma is so infectious.
Well, Gene Kelly is so like precise with his choreography always.
He's so good.
Because like the fact that he did the whole Singing in the Rain segment like while heavily sick, and, like the downpour. And
I know he had like 100-something fever. And
I don't know how much this says about me, but my favorite romance movie is a movie called I'm Thinking of Ending Things.
Oh,
are you okay?
I'll talk to you after.
Okay.
Because like you also saw Dog Man on Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
so I'm just concerned.
I think
that's the ultimate romance movie.
We're gonna get some dark TNL scripts coming from Tommy soon. Anyway, thank you, Tommy, for that news break.
An hour ago.
An hour ago. We are now going to kick off our Hollywood news discussion by talking about some Marvel.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's right. Marvel Studios has unveiled the first teaser trailer for the Fantastic Four First Steps, offering a glimpse into the highly anticipated reboot of Marvel's first family. Set in a retro futuristic 1960s inspired universe, the film introduces audience to Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, played by Pedro Pascal, Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, Johnny Storm, also known as the Human Torch, and Ben Grimm, also known as the Thing, as they embark on their inaugural cosmic adventure. The trailer showcases the team's dynamic powers and hints at their confrontation with the formidable Galactus, portrayed by Ralph Ineson. Directed by Matt Shackman, the film is slated for release on July 25th, 2025, and aims to capture the essence of the original comics while integrating the Fantastic Four into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, how do we feel about the trailer, everyone? Did we watch
Oh
it?
my gosh,
Like
I'm
it?
so excited
I'm
for this.
so excited.
You know, I've noticed Marvel's kind of like started to adapt like new styles recently.
Yeah.
They got like this cool like noir like spy thriller thing for Brave New World, and now they got like this retro futurist aesthetic, and I really like it. But this is the most like ride or die people are gonna have to be for Marvel, because like if it fails, like I don't think Doomsday is gonna go anywhere.
That's a good point. Yeah,
that is a good point.
As someone who's been like watching a lot of the Fantastic Four over the course of like the 2020s, I will say that I hope this movie looks great. Like, it's easily the most different looking Fantastic Four, and I had a very good feeling about the casting overall. My big thing is that I hope they kind of realize that the four are like explorers first. Well, sorry, they're family first, explorers second, and then superheroes third. And I really hope they give that like adventurous nature. I already do have like a lot of good respect for their chemistry, though, so I'm excited.
Yeah, they look like a close cast.
They do. I've seen, I was watching when the trailer dropped, they had a live stream and the whole cast was there and they all seem really close. And I've seen like interviews with all of them talking and they just seem so excited for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I even saw like how Pedro Pascal and like Vanessa Kirby, like during some of the showings and fan screenings were like, like Pedro says that he suffers from anxiety, and so he often like holds the person closest to him. Vanessa has always seemed reciprocal to that.
Yeah, she's always like holding his hand back.
Yeah, I think they also
really
did like a
cute.
little like group huddle before like the screening. And the screenings.
There is like some minor controversy over the casting of the guy from The Bear, the cousin.
Yeah,
I forgot his name, but like
Iban?
he's the thing, and like he has a much softer voice than like the guy from
Oh.
Fan Stick. But I kind of like that choice because like it shows that like he's not just like a monster. He has like some like he was a guy who was like sweet, who was turned into that.
Yeah, that's the whole point, and I think we kind of get that with who was it? Michael Chiklis played him in the 2005 one.
My favorite movie ever.
I low key, unpopular opinion, I like that film.
Loki?
I think
No, I like the Rise of the
What did
Silver
I say?
Surfer.
No, I was just saying Loki, like as in.
I mean, I think
Marvel.
the casting for those movies
Gonna
are really
break your
good, and they're
microphone.
like again little bits of characterization that I do like.
Yeah.
I like the first one. I don't like the second one.
That's fine.
I actually prefer Silver Surfer because I think it's more goofy and comic booky.
That's fair. I actually like Silver Surfer in that movie.
Isn't it? Yeah, he's played by Lawrence Fishburne.
And
right?
I like, nobody else likes this, but I like Johnny becoming like a Super Skrull kind of.
Yeah.
I just hate
yeah.
everything else about that movie.
Honestly, those movies are incredibly well casted.
I
too.
would agree.
Yeah.
Like like they really found like the perfect four to play those.
And it gave us a moment I like was freaking out when I saw Deadpool and Wolverine. So I don't know. Can I spoil that? Do you think it's far enough?
It's been like 8 months.
Chris Evans is in that movie. Yeah, but not as Captain America.
They did such a good job with that subversion.
Oh my god, it's so good. He's Johnny Storm in that movie. But yeah, I like the casting. My only thing is the Thing.
In this new one?
In this new one.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I like the casting. I'm not sold on the CGI. I don't know how good. Like,
I mean, I'm sure they're still working.
I know they're doing like a mix
You
of
know?
like I know they're doing like a mix of CGI and like
practical.
which I love, and that should always be how it's done for costumes.
I don't know. He kind of looks like a Bunyan.
To me,
Yes.
though,
looks
like
good. I
if
don't
you
know.
look up like early depictions of the Thing, he's kind of like pitch perfect. I can't.
Yeah.
I also like the fact that he also like doesn't have like a deep gravelly voice, because Ben is supposed to be like the most down to earth, member of the four. So I feel like also too like him not having to put on like a gravelly voice also means that Ebon has to flex his acting more.
Yeah, honestly, the voice is pitch perfect too.
Yeah, and I also appreciate the fact that Ebon is like a Jewish guy playing a Jewish character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the trailer also showed that it's like very like down, like very human of a story. Not so much a superhero story, but like almost the entire trailer shows them just like in their house.
I'm gonna drop some truth on you, by the way. I have no tangible earthly reason to dislike Joseph Quinn, but I really do.
Why?
I don't
love
know.
Joseph
I
Quinn.
just don't like him.
He's great
cool.
in Stranger Things.
I don't know, like a character like Chris Evans like is so likable as Johnny Storm because he's just got that natural charisma. I don't think Joseph Quinn has that.
I feel like Johnny and we'd have Seymour, but I do agree that he's one of those characters you kind of need to get right.
Mm-hmm.
He's a bit of a boy failure.
He looks like shaved head Daisy Edgar Jones.
Oh no,
that's hilarious.
Oh.
I think there's so much we still haven't seen though from this film. Like this
course.
trailer is very limited. It was more like
Yeah.
an aesthetic thing, and I love the aesthetics. The mid-century modern design of everything. The 60s.
It looks very like Carousel of Progress-y.
Yeah, like the aspect ratio was like 4:3 or whatever to match like TVs of that time, and
They're doing
had
4:3?
I think
I don't
so,
know about
yeah.
Are they doing the entire movie 4:3?
No, just the trailer. Like
That's-
part of the trailer was that.
That's interesting, actually.
And-
That's like the first time a superhero thing has used 4:3 since like Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah.
Which is like such an unknown style.
Well, actually, WandaVision played with that a little bit.
It
Did they?
did.
Oh,
I
they did, yeah,
actually,
the
I
sitcom
actually
one.
really like that about WandaVision.
Yeah.
That was a really cool.
I think also too like a lot of the 4 were based on that old like 60s. They were made in the 60s,
Right.
and they kind of offer that like 60s family sitcom aesthetic.
Yeah.
For better or worse.
And we also haven't touched on like the space aspect of this. They're like
I'm
really
excited.
playing into the 60s, space age.
Well, that's why it's called First
the
Steps.
space
Right.
race, yeah.
Which
Should have been called First Flight, but that's
whatever.
just me.
Well, no, because small step from man. Whatever.
It's also
Yeah.
I'm just happy that they're bringing in Galactus to the MCU.
Yes,
he's one of my
Yeah.
favorite villains. Like,
I would agree with that. I think
he's
that's
like-
huge.
He's
It's
like
exciting.
2 planets tall though, so I'm really curious to like see how they adapt.
Well, that's the
him to,
thing.
like,
They
a cinema.
showed him in the trailer, like the shadow of him in the trailer, and he looks like a little bit bigger than the Statue of Liberty, but that's about
Yeah, it's
it.
kinda
I mean, he
smaller.
can-
Which
Yeah.
he should be like gigantic.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think he can change his size. Like
That's
a
what I
little
was
bit.
gonna
That's
say.
fair.
Maybe that's what
That's
it's gonna
fair.
be.
People forget like his main occupation is planet eater.
Eating, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
very large.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I also wonder how this movie is going to play into the broader MCU, because this is like the big kickoff to the finale of this multiverse saga.
Yes.
And so, what is going to be the piece of this that's really going to connect to everything? And also, how are they going to get from this universe to
I'm wondering the same.
the universe that we're used to with the Marvel?
You know what? That actually
movies?
concerns me though, because like we're saying it's gonna be a finale to like multiversal stories, which we've really run the course recently.
Uh-huh.
'Cause, like I'm afraid we're gonna get multiverse fatigue and like we're not gonna be excited for Spider-Verse.
Right.
And the new Spider-Man, like the live action one, is gonna be a multiverse movie. Which
Yeah.
if so, we're gonna be so burnt out by that point.
I think
The next Spider-Man, Tom Holland?
Yeah.
Is it multiverse?
People are saying it's gonna be, and like I
Well,
just
I
want
heard-
like a small scale like Homecoming story because we've already had like
You-
multiverse Spider-Man.
I heard it's going to rumors that it's going to be on Battle World, like setting up
Oh,
the Secret Wars.
that'd be cool.
well, I think
I mean, who knows? if
Let's
that's
just
true.
do. Oh, we can't do that.
Make
Never
it like
mind.
Spider-Man versus Sandman or
Honestly-
in
Big Wheel.
20 years, when we're still doing the MCU,
Yeah.
and Tom Holland has done 50 movies, we will transition. We'll do live action Spider-Verse, and we'll have Miles Morales, and we'll just kill off Tom Holland.
Yeah.
We'll just do that movie.
I think
we'll
we'll
just
get that
do
sooner
that
than
movie.
later.
So we're
yeah.
just gonna do like the exact same thing we did with Iron Man, both Spider-Man.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
look, Peter Parker gets replaced. I'm fine with that. But but in general, like I guess my thing with Doomsday is that like I'm not the most hyped for it because like the casting for the 4, I feel like for the MCU have been so good, and then I look at Doctor Doom and then I cry, and tears. They're not tears of joy. They're tears of despair.
It would have been so much better if it
and
was
I also-
Cillian Murphy. Such a missed opportunity.
I mean, I think at least that would have been new blood. My big thing is just the fact that like Secret Wars, the second one, like 2015 one, is supposed to be like this grand age and end of the Marvel Universe, and like Doctor Doom and Reed's relationship, and it doesn't really work because they're not really a bunch of movies to really set that up.
Right.
That's the problem with like Doomsday. I feel like a lot of it's going to fall flat because there's just haven't been a real build up or direction.
I've been thinking the same thing, and also the fact that Doomsday and Secret Wars are just a year apart. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like you could have filled the middle
I also
gap of that for.
I mean, I also
years.
feel like there are just a lot of characters that should have occupied like a bigger space. Like, I understand, obviously, just like, Marvel's competing with itself, so there's a lot of production value problems. But like, it really feels like Doctor Strange, like Captain America, Sam Wilson, and like Captain Marvel, they would have been like the 3 big people that I would have as like, the leaders of the whole multiverse saga. And they don't really.
No one's been standing out. Yeah,
no one's been really standing out.
Yeah, I know. It's all kind of just like, oh, it's all gonna be on these movies. But anyway, yeah, I'm excited for Fantastic Four though. I think it's gonna be really cool. I think style looks cool. The cast looks good. So I'm very excited to see it. But moving on now. Saturday Night Live is celebrating its 50th anniversary with a series of events, including the SNL 50, the anniversary special airing tonight. The 3-hour primetime event will feature appearances from former and current cast members, hosts, and musical guests. Additional celebrations include the 4-part documentary series, SNL 50 Beyond Saturday Night, the Ladies and Gentlemen 50 Years of SNL Music Special, and SNL 50 The Homecoming Concert, which played this past Friday. These events reflect on the show's legacy and impact on comedy and culture, while discussions around the show's future are sparked by concerns that nostalgia may be affecting its comedic edge. As the anniversary approaches, SNL continues to navigate its evolution in a rapidly changing television landscape. So are we excited for SNL 50? I know I am. I've been seeing things everywhere about this, and it looks so cool.
I'm very excited. Yeah. I believe that's coming out tonight.
It is tonight at 8 p.m. on NBC and Peacock. Yep.
Yeah, I'm very, very, very excited for it. Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. I love the 40th anniversary 10 years ago had a lot of great stuff in it.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to be even bigger. There's they're making it 4 different Super Bowls for SNL.
Yeah, this looks huge. I mean, I work in Rockefeller Center, and everything everywhere is SNL 50. There's tents lining the streets for the red carpet. There's, picture spots and props everywhere, and just everything is all SNL, and it's exciting.
Awesome.
It looks really cool. I know there's a lot of people returning. I saw Tina Fey's interview with Jimmy Fallon the other night, and she's actually coming back to write for this special.
Really?
A lot of the all-stars, Seth Meyers, a bunch of them are coming back to write, which is really cool.
Some of the best SNL.
Freudian slip?
Yes, Freudian slip.
You named a better
Some of the
show.
best. Yeah, we needed a better show. The better. Do you know there was a time where we were the only, during the writer's strike, TNL was the only sketch comedy show in on TV.
We must have gotten a huge boost in viewership, right?
Within 40 miles of the city. It was actually kind of funny. Anyway. No, those are some of the best writers in SNL history.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very excited.
I think it's just going to be so cool seeing them, so many of these former cast members and everyone coming back together. Chevy Chase is coming back.
Really? I thought it was blacklisted from
Andy
Hollywood.
Samberg. Will Ferrell's coming.
I really hope they do a Lonely Island Do Not Destroy
please
crossover. Please don't. Sorry. Please do not destroy.
It's all good. Sorry.
Maybe. You never know. And I'm also curious, what sketches are they going to be doing? There's a lot of famous ones like Celebrity Jeopardy and the Californians.
Yes.
Which ones are they going to do?
I've already seen a commercial parody for the SNL 50 with the Californians.
Yeah.
I know we kind of were just oh my God, we've been talking so much about nostalgia and stuff for this series, but I almost feel 50 should be nostalgic and
totally
harp on the past. They should bring back Target Lady and Celebrity Jeopardy and Debbie Downer.
Yeah.
Do all of those big things and then make new things starting at season 51.
Yeah, I agree. I think this should be the all-star show. Do all the best things that they've ever done.
Bring back the fart face sketch. That's the only thing they should bring back.
That's all
out of the whole 50 years.
Yeah.
Tommy, remind me to tell you about Fart Sketch.
Excuse me?
Remind me to tell you about Fart Sketch after the show.
Okay. We have a lot of things.
For those of you who are not in the TNL Writers Room or TNL Cast, you will never know what that is.
I still don't know what it is, and I'm in the Writers Room.
That's because it was before your time.
I definitely don't know.
The fart sketch?
But
We did that?
I can tell you too. We didn't do it. It was not aired.
Can you sit down and read it to me like an old man reading his stories to his nephews?
I think I have it, so I could. Let's go back to SNL 50.
But back to SNL. Speaking of some of the other things they've been doing with this, I watched the SNL music special talking about the history of the musical guests. That was so interesting because you don't really think of the musical guests when you think of SNL, but there's so much history there and all the people that have performed. It's that's the biggest venue.
There have been, it's like if you do SNL, it means you made it. There's an SNL 50 commercial on the TV in here right now, actually, which is very funny.
John Mulaney, Tom Hanks, Peyton Manning, Woody Harrelson.
I thought I saw Miley Cyrus up there.
She is coming back.
Yep. So anyway,
but that was really interesting to learn about. And also the homecoming concert on Friday. Did anyone catch a glimpse of
I
that?
didn't. I might try to look at it on Peacock.
Yeah, it was really good. I got to watch some of it, and the performances were really fun, and it was just like a good time. And like the people that were in the audience, it was the biggest Hollywood thing there was. I mean, there were so many stars there.
I'm sure.
It was very fun.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's gonna be fun. It's a blast. I'm glad that was fun because that's what this should be. It should be a celebration of the last 50 years. It should be fun. It shouldn't be like ultra political or whatever. And speaking of that, there have been cultural stuff happen in the music,
right?
In the musical guests. Like I forgot who it was. My brain's telling me it's Alanis Morissette, and I know it wasn't Alanis Morissette. It was a female artist who like ripped up a picture of the Pope.
Sinead O'Connor.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sinead O'Connor. Thank you.
No problem.
Like ripped a picture of the Pope, and then they made fun of that actually, like 2 shows later.
I think she burned it. Like she had a
She might have done both.
Yeah.
But
All
you know,
of the
there have been huge things that happen, in culturally, not just in SNL history.
Yeah.
In
not to
SNL
even
musical
talk about
guests.
politics, but like the political sketches with like the debates. After the debates, SNL would be right on it with sketches on that.
Yes, and
you know, throughout election cycles, like it's always funny.
It is always funny, and I think it gives a nice little brevity to the political scene in America and just around the world of like, hey, this is serious, but we're gonna make fun of it. It's satire, and that's what satire is meant to do. And as like SNL hasn't really been great in like since we were kids, but like it still helps that satire of making like light out of dark situations, and it's still pretty funny and it's still really important to pop culture.
I just saw Lorne Michaels talking about it, and he's like, yeah, you know, we don't try to like do that, but we want to be that thing that like people could just turn to have fun and like enjoy themselves. I think that's what has let SNL last for 50 years. You know?
Absolutely.
It's always been like very reflective of culture, I think. You know, like the musical guests, it always like, I think you can identify like a culture immediately through like one SNL, like a time period through like one episode. Like early 2000s.
Yeah.
They're very distinguishable.
That's what's crazy. I was also watching parts of the first episode last night, which they were airing during the regular Saturday time slot. It wasn't great.
Awful.
The early
but it was just
episodes
so interesting
are
to see.
completely like deranged.
Yeah.
They're
1975.
terrible.
The Muppets were on it. They
Muppets were on
They were
it.
recurring.
Andy Kaufman was on it.
Yeah, he was the first. Like,
yeah, it's
Who was the first ever musical guest? Pure curiosity.
I didn't know who it was.
I don't remember.
I don't know who it was, but they were
George
good.
Carlin was the first host. I remember
yeah,
that.
I remember that.
He just did stand up for like 2 or 3 times during the show because it's a variety show. At the end of the day, it's not just sketch comedy; it's a variety show.
It's also so interesting all the stars that have come out of SNL.
I was going to talk about that.
Yeah, I didn't even realize some of the people that came out of this show that I've been seeing this week, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Like this is the biggest.
Some of the greatest comedians in movies and film and just in general ever have not just hosted it, but like have gotten their start on Saturday Night Live. There are some of our favorite comedy films have started.
Yeah.
Like those actors have started on SNL and then came up. Chevy Chase is a great example.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell, Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler.
Yeah,
even
Nick
like
Swartzen.
That guy.
I just named him.
No, and like there are some great writers.
Jason Sudeikis, that one I had no idea he was on the show.
Yeah, Jason Sudeikis is on the show. Just like some really great actors and comedians and writers got their start. Conan O'Brien was a writer for SNL. Said it right the first time.
It's a fantastic launching pad, but then a lot of people get like buried by the wayside.
Yeah.
Even like pretty popular. Who was the guy from Night at the Roxbury? Like the second one?
Chris Kattan.
Chris Kattan. Like, yeah, he kind of like drops off.
But yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm super excited for this. It's a 3-hour event tonight. So
at 8.
At 8 o'clock, red carpet at 7, hosted by Lily Geist and Leslie Jones.
I love Leslie Jones.
She's really fun.
She was one of my favorites when
on Sunday night, like it should be.
Sunday night. Yeah.
Hey,
Shut
big
up,
events got to be on Sunday, you know?
Big events. Yeah. Well, that is going to wrap up this week's show. Thank you all for tuning in, and thank you all for being on this show with me. This has been the Screening Room on WRHU. Do not forget to follow us on Instagram at Screening Room WRHU to stay up to date, and be sure to tune into our show every Sunday at 10 a.m. only here on 88.7 FM Radio Hofstra University. But until then, if you want the moon, just say the word, and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down. Aww. Have a great week, everyone.
Have a good one, guys.
See ya.